The same reason? The Super Mario for the same reason
Son,
as Abe's?
Super Mario 2 was excruciatingly hard.
Yeah. Me and Snow had this conversation every few years
Yeah,
because either I buy the new Nintendo, at the time it was the Wii U,
it was Wii U.
and I'll call Snow like, yo, son. Yo, meet me outside, son. We got smoke. Fuck this Mario. yo, son. Like, this shit is deceptively difficult. And then again,
Super
with
Mario's
the...
U got you pretty bad. So.
Fam.
And I would have bought it on the Switch because I didn't have it on the Wii U.
Son, I was upset. There's this one part I just could not get past. Like, yo, son, fuck this game.
Yeah.
So I totally get. Okay. All right, what about you?
All right, so mine's is probably more closer to the question. In terms, not in terms of difficulty, but like a game that I felt like is the worst I played. And it's called Perfect Weapon. And for the PlayStation 1,
I think I remember that game.
nice cover. It fit the time.
Because that's how we used to buy games back in the
By
day.
the cover.
Right.
Based on the cover, yeah.
Because the magazines would come out after the fact, so
Yep.
you couldn't get a review on the game.
Only certain games, like I remember Full Throttle was in a magazine for like 5 years before it actually came out, right? Grim Fandango is another one that was in a magazine for like 5 years before it came out.
I remember that.
Shout out to Game Pro.
Yeah,
and,
Game Pro had that game on the cover like 4 times.
Yeah, was it Game Pro and Next
EGM?
Level, Next Generation? No, before EGM. It's like Next Generation. There was one other magazine. I think it was called Next Generation or something like
Yeah,
that.
Next Gen was another one.
That was
Yeah.
another one, right? So,
Remember we used to buy them shits after Robe?
Yeah.
After high school, the dude used to sell them on the corner.
yeah.
I don't know where he stole them from, but it was like
Hey.
it was like 5 for 20,
Exactly. You know, we were happy about that.
and they were still in the plastic.
That means the
Fam,
demo
give
disc
me
was
everything
there.
gaming.
I need that demo
Son,
disc, B.
Where the fuck did y'all get games?
No, Hood B. Nah, it wasn't the games.
Nah,
it was the
the
magazines.
magazines.
Oh, okay.
magazines.
Okay.
So Perfect Weapon. And Perfect Weapon is done by a group that I'm familiar with. At one point,
Was that the purple guy?
nah.
He was purple.
Well, he could be purple-ish. He's
Barney,
he's like
motherfucker.
teal.
Fuck that dinosaur.
But anyway, I think it was, who made that? Gray Matter? Gary Gray Matter? And I used to get a check from them, so you know I hate to slander them, but
Fuck that.
nah, because it was something different when I was getting checks from them. So yeah, fuck that. So this game was supposed to be a beat 'em up game.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it has some exploration to it. Yeah, that's that shit right there. And
You can get it on Amazon
it
for
had
$20.
yeah, fuck that. That shit needs to be negative 20. Amazon got to pay you to fucking shit. And the controls, I just remember the controls being so fucking bad. Like I feel like
Yikes.
L1, R1 was like ducking and jumping. I felt like everything you were supposed to be able to do just didn't work. Like your fighting didn't work, and then the camera was kind of like fixed for the type of game that it was. So you don't really see what you're doing when you're fighting. So you can't tell if you really got the hand skills or not.
Right.
The only thing you can see is the big open wide moves. So he obviously just spent and kicked this dude. Like that's the only thing you really saw. And then the game had like, it wasn't a lot of fights in there as far as I got, right? It wasn't a lot of fighting in there.
For a beat 'em up?
Son. And then you end up like jumping over some, like I'm telling you what I remember. So like you jump over a couple cracks of like, you know, between you and some water or some shit like that. And then there was a wolf. And then you got to fight this fucking wolf. You know, ASPCA didn't care about wolves back then. They still don't. But, you know, it's like, son, this game was just probably one of the worst games I've ever played. Now, one of the worst games I've played prior to that, and it literally was me having a brain fart. And the brain fart lasted for almost 6 years. Yeah, that trash. Look, and it's wolves.
It's wolves.
Like, how do you just find a clip and it's wolves?
The dude.
You find a clip of the game and it's wolves.
So Snow's problem is the wolves.
Nah, son.
The dude is he's trying to punch at the wolves, but the wolves are like not tall, so he's just swinging.
So the other game I would just say is, and I got two more because none of these games I'm letting off.
It don't look bad for a PS1 game.
Son, fine. We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
So the other one would have to be Mario Brothers 2 as well, right? Because I didn't understand how to get past the pink Yoshi looking dude. I didn't know that I had to jump on his projectile, which was an egg,
Right.
Pick
it up, and take it to him and hit him with the shit.
Yeah.
So as a 6-year-old, I think I was.
Anybody
was
thinking
like-
about that?
I wasn't thinking about it. I was sounding like, what the fuck? I spent 3 hours just going back and forth. Like, how do I would go downstairs, see if I can bring something up. I was like, yo, what is going on?
Yeah, that might have been one of the spots where I
But
was pissed off with.
I
You
blame
couldn't hop on YouTube and figure it out.
Right.
Nope.
I blame myself for that. And I found a game guide, but I refused to look at it because I was stubborn back then.
And the game guide
Because
was
it-
like $40.
Because it was
and
so
it was so much to read.
well. Forget about that. I just needed to see that part. Game guides originally was just to help you get past a part if you got stuck somewhere.
You know what gave a game guide validity?
What?
Tomb Raider. I don't give a fuck who you were.
Son,
I agree.
To this
Tomb
day,
Raider, I think
anybody
everybody's
that
seen
tell
it.
me that they beat Tomb Raider,
Raider
1
1
without a game,
without a
you're
game
a
guide, you're
fucking
lying.
liar.
I agree.
Honorable mention.
agree.
Square up.
And
Stop
another-
lying to me.
And another game that had wolves in it instead of people. So
But you gotta get. He's been going at this wolf shit since Game of Thrones.
so that's number 2, right?
Mm.
And Friday the 13th.
The
Sign.
game?
Yes. Sign.
I didn't know there was a game.
Bro.
Yeah, I didn't know either.
What
I
system?
literally thought Nintendo NES.
Okay.
I literally thought the whole purpose of the game was just to get in and see how fast you can get away, for how long you can live. And that was like upwards of like
Negative.
18 seconds.
What was the purpose of the game?
I don't know. I never went back to it. Somebody later told me what it
5
was.
out of 5. IGN.
Like 20 years later, somebody told me
Is
like
that what it had?
No, that's what IGN does.
like 20 years later, somebody was like, yeah, so all you had to do was this. And I was just like, bro, it's Freddy. I mean, it's Jason game. I just thought your whole purpose was just to die. So
Fuck out of here.
those are my 3 games.
Okay.
I have more, but those are my 3.
How did you beat Jason?
I never beat it.
Turn
you know how
that
I beat it? I
motherfucker
turned
off
it
and don't go to sleep.
And I gave it back to the dude who let me hold the shit.
Just take your shit back.
Trap. What was the Sega CD game with the trap doors? It was
Trap
live-
House? I
it
know you're
wasn't
talking
tra-
about.
It was a live action, like it was real.
Yeah.
yeah.
They
I
had
know what you're
commercials
talking
for
about.
it.
Yeah.
Son, that game was
It's
also
actually one of the
fucking
worst
hard.
games in history, if I'm not mistaken.
They had commercials for that game.
Yeah, it was. You know what? It was bad because
Mhm.
it was a set of scenes that could only be triggered by doing this versus that.
It sounds like the entire script for Saw.
Yeah. That's it for the most part. That's pretty much what it was
Fuck
like.
that series.
Yeah. Nah. Fuck that shit. Fuck
Okay.
that shit. What about you, son?
My list is kind of between you guys.
It
So
has to
one,
be a Mario there somewhere.
nah, you know what? I don't know. Platforms never really click for me, particularly not Mario. Even though it's a default, I never invested much time in it. I'll get in there and I'll die and I'll be like, all right, cool, I'm off this. But like I'll never forget NES. My mom bought me an NES, and this is when, because we was living in New York for a while when I was way younger, and then we moved back to Barbados, and then we came back.
Okay.
So the first time we were living here, my mom bought me an NES, and I'll never forget she bought Kung Fu.
I wanted to say that, but I feel it shouldn't be named in this. For me, it shouldn't be named in this
Fuck
list.
you and Kung Fu. I feel like this is the reason my mom didn't let me play games during the school semester.
Yeah.
Son, you're on it all day.
Time out, son. That's the first human right there.
Yeah, I've been watching the shit, but she would come in the room.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you know how it is when you fucking 5 or 6 or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Were you raging, son?
Here's your food and your fucking Kool-Aid. And,
Yeah.
And that shit sat next to you and
And-
got cold.
and I'm playing this shit. Son, I've never gotten past the second board.
Son, you know what was my favorite?
Fuck that. And I used to be throwing tantrums, and she'd be like,
Nah.
"What the fuck what's this?"
Kung Fu was a hard game. Even when I went back to it like years later, like decades later, I was like, son, how the fuck was we
Son.
playing this shit? Like, you know why I'll never forget that game? One of the reasons why I'll never forget the game? It was the only thing I've ever played that started from right to left.
Yeah, and it would go back and forth.
Yeah.
Son, but like I used to be like in tears. I used to get so angry and frustrated. Like, and she used to come and be like, "Nah, turn it off." I'm like, "Why?" She's like, "Turn it off." Like retrospectively speaking, like I get it now.
Yeah.
I'm over here raging and just fucking. So yeah, Kung Fu, fuck Kung Fu. Years later, I've seen videos on YouTube. And I've seen colors on maps I didn't know existed.
Yeah.
Because I've only gotten upstairs, the second level,
Second
and that
floor.
was it.
And
And then the dude,
that dude with the teal and the off black.
I don't remember. I remember what you were. I just remember that game. I've probably never been more angry in my
Another
life.
thing I'll never forget about that game is just the snakes.
Yes, the snakes. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that game, man. So there's Kung Fu.
Whoa, hold up. You know they had a nerve to make a part 2 of that, right?
I did not know that.
Yeah, I actually just found out about that a couple months ago.
Fuck that game. Whoever made it.
Yeah, a couple other honorable mentions. I'd say Heavy Barrel.
I don't know about Heavy Barrel.
Yeah, I never
Have
heard of it.
you guys never played Heavy
No,
Barrel?
no.
Heard of it.
You get the fucking attachments to your gun, and the man shouts "Heavy Barrel," and then
No.
he's blowing every fucking thing. It was a coin op.
But talking of
Sound
attachments,
like-
that's my
sound like some
second.
shit I want to play.
That's my second pick. But go ahead.
What's that? And I would probably say, but it didn't last long. For a long time, Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
I love that.
Yeah,
shit.
that game beats the fuck out of everybody.
I love that.
Yeah.
game.
You got to be legend to really like beat.
Yeah,
Surprised none of y'all said
no,
Castlevania.
I beat. Yeah, Castlevania is top.
Those
It's
games
top.
are just frustrating though. I don't. They're,
Yeah.
they're
I
difficult.
can't. Yeah, they're difficult.
I'm gonna tell you, my second game, without doubt, to this day, like if I ever meet a developer and he says from the company who makes this game, we fighting. Payday. Payday.
Son, Payday was fine.
Payday, son. Let me walk you through a story,
Son,
Tawan.
matter of
'cause
fact,
Snow,
I believe
What
that
the
was
fuck
Payday
is
2.
Payday?
I don't think it
Snow-
was Payday 1.
Nah, it was both
It
of them
was both of them?
motherfuckers.
Payday,
Let me walk
Payday,
you through.
Payday.
Let me walk you through this
It's called
story.
Payday the Heist.
So Payday comes out, and the whole premise of this game is cops and robbers. You play the robbers,
Okay.
so
We robbing banks.
you robbing banks and shit.
Everything that's
So it's
like
dope
heist.
how it works.
Yeah.
One man, it's like a 4-player joint.
Mhm.
One man's got to come with the saw to open up the vault.
Okay.
At the end of the day, you're trying to grab as much money as possible.
Right.
Right.
So you robbing a jewelry store. There's multiple ways to get this money. You could break all the glass and grab the jewelry that way, or
get the jewelry too.
you could spend that time and try to open the vault. But while this is happening, from the time you touch down, the cops are called. So you out here, one man sets up the vault, another man is snatching jewelry, and then the cops come.
Wait, don't forget, son. We got to put hostages.
Yeah, there's
down.
hostages
We
and
gotta
shit.
tie them up, zip up hostages.
And that's
and shit.
already too much. For
Nah, you gotta see it. It's
you gotta
dope.
see it in action.
It's dope.
It sounds like too much, but it's really
So we
straightforward.
playing this shit.
And what console is this?
It was on everything.
except
Okay.
Nintendo.
Cross-platform. Okay.
And we playing this shit, and the shit's groovy, son. You can unlock different masks and all type of shit. But the thing is, it's an indie game. Like, the concept is dope. The way you
feel
play
like
it
it
is
was-
dope.
I feel like what you're about to get to is actually Payday 2.
Nah, son. The controls are dope. Well, the controls are decent.
Okay.
But you got your MP5, your AK-47, your Glock, whatever guns you want. But you know me, son. I need a red dot on my shit.
So this isn't that far away.
Nah.
This is right before we jump to the next console.
Yeah, this is on 360.
Now it did come.
No,
over.
not 3. Was it 360?
It was on the 360 and PlayStation
And
The-
Xbox
the-
One,
the-
too.
The first one was on PlayStation 3, then it came over to both. Payday 2 was on everything, and then it jumped with us to the next consoles, which is the Xbox One and the PS4.
Okay.
Might be a little murky on 1 or 2, but whatever.
I believe it was 2.
So we rocking with the homies. I'm unlocking shit. I call Snow like, yo, son, come get this smoke, son. This game is dope.
By this time, I now have a 360, so I'm like, all right, I'll work it out.
This
Welcome to the world.
this shit is
Fuck
dope,
you.
son. So we get in there, and I'm just like, damn, like, all I want is a red. I got all type of guns unlocked, all type of shit. You can unlock special masks. You can unlock special equipment to help you break in and shit faster. All this other shit. I'm like, yeah, no. That's cool.
And I'm not there yet.
That's cool.
I'm still on the other side.
I just want a red dot. That's all I need, fam.
Okay.
How many hours you say you got?
So,
in
son, I probably had like 8 or 9 hours
before
in the game.
before I even got on.
So Snow comes on. He plays the first round and unlocks a red dot.
Holy shit.
Son. Because the unlock system's random. Son,
Oh shit!
when I
son.
tell you I was furiously livid.
And I don't think he could pick up my gun if I died or if I got down. So it's not like he
Son.
can pick up my weapon.
And and Snow's like, yo, this is dope. I'm like, son, where did you get that red dot? Explain your son. I'm not playing. I'm not. So we at the jewelry store like snatching shit. I'm just standing in the corner like bitching, like, yo, son, how did you get a red dot though? Like, I've been playing this game like all week. How did you just show up and get a red dot? All right, so that happened. That happened. Then like 4 years later, the shit comes out on Xbox Live for free. Like it's one of the free titles. I was like, you know what?
You try your
Let's try
hand
this shit again, son. Let's try this shit again. So again, motherfuckers pop on out the gate. Who gets a red dot, son? I turned it. I swear to God, I turned it. I was like,
I forgot about that
son,
part.
I just hit the power button. Like, nah, we're not doing this. We're not fucking doing this.
I forgot about that shit.
Oh, it's
I did get a red dot again.
We clipping.
So like we're not doing this, son.
Yeah, I forgot.
Fuck
I got
that
a red
game.
dot again, son.
Fuck
Oh,
that
shit.
You know what
game,
it was?
son.
Your aim was too good, son. You needed the tank.
Nah,
You
fam.
needed the tank, son.
I'm not. And even to this day, like some of the maps are super dope.
So they had this one map, right? Where it's in a building. It's an apartment building. And we gotta rob somebody of importance. I forget who it is, but we gotta rob somebody of importance. And
I think I played that one.
and no matter what happens, we gotta extract through the roof. Son,
Right.
son, when you're on a roof, son, you're fighting for your life, son.
It gets wild because there's
It gets-
different type of cops come now.
Yeah.
SWAT shows
SWAT
up.
showing up, son.
It gets
And,
wild.
son.
Son, where the fuck was
such
I
a
at?
good- You were playing
At work. That's
Yeah, you
where
was
I
probably
either
at work.
I was
and
at
then
work.
you was
He
in
was
your
probably
battlefield.
at work, son.
You wasn't trying to hit nothing but battlefield. At that
Son, the
point.
shit is dope.
Son, Battlefield.
I like the one where you had to get all the shit back to the boat
Yeah.
and the fucking cops on the dock like,
Yeah.
no.
Yo, true story. Because of playing Payday the Heist, the first one, which is when I first told him about it, he didn't get on it right away because it was only on the PlayStation, and didn't later came out. At this time, we're approaching Grand Theft Auto time, right?
Yeah.
So 2013, we know Grand Theft Auto is hitting.
Mm.
We also know that the new consoles are hitting, but we're already playing Payday the Heist.
Mm-hmm.
So all of us get excited when they say, yo, when GTA Online hit, they're going to give us Heist. So anybody that's playing this game is like,
Yeah.
wow, Grand Theft Auto's going to do it?
Yeah.
Son, ain't nothing going to touch this. Son, it took forever to come out. And when it came out, don't add up. So what happened was, son, when Grand Theft Auto Heist came out and the people went back to Grand Theft Auto, they been forgot about Payday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Son, everybody played it and was like, nah, we have a game that does this better.
Right.
And then Payday sales went through the roof.
I see.
It kind of gave like a resurgence, just like the latest Friday the 13th game is back.
Okay.
Dante, stay trying to get it. It's actually pretty fun. Dante trying to
Yeah,
get
he
us to
said it
play
was nice.
So it's a fun game, but like it's almost like Evolve in a way. Which shout out to people who shitted on Evolve and then they didn't take the shots.
Was that the
right game.
asymmetrical multiplayer?
Yeah, son. It's good. So, but yeah, Payday was fine. So I would take a Payday 3. I hope they do it.
Fuck you.